Find all values of theta such that cos theta equals minus root 3 over 2. So cos theta equals minus root 3 over 2. So IESF. First thing is the inverse. So the inverse here, shift, make sure we're in radian mode as well. Shift cos inverse minus root 3 over 2. And I got theta equals 5 over 6 pi. How do we get the second answer for cos? Who remembers that? What is it? Nope. Subtract. It's 2 pi minus the first answer. So 2 pi minus the first answer gives us this one here.
Why you did pi minus 386?
What?
Why you did pi? No, 180.
Because in the question, if you read carefully, it uses pi.
So you need to get you.
Yeah. What's wrong, Mohammed? Hang on, I'll read it again. Listen, so we're told that cos theta equals minus root 3 over 2. And the question says that it's in radians because the pi is mentioned. Anyways, cos inverse minus root 3 over 2 gives me 5 pi over 6. And the way to get the second answer for cosine is 2 pi minus the first answer. How do we get the second answer for sine? Come on. 180 or pi minus the first answer. And tangent? 180 plus the first answer. So I have my I. Now, how many answers should I have for cos theta? 2. Remember? What?
How do you know the 5 over 6 pi?
I just use my calculator. Are you in radian mode? Every time, every year.
Will we get the pi answer?
You should. If you're using the Casio, you should. Now, that's the I done. Do I need extra answers? I do not, because it has all 2 answers. Remember, the number of answers should be twice the number in front of theta. What number is in front of theta here? 1, so I should only have 2 answers. Do I need to simplify? No. Do I need to fix any of these answers? No. It's done. Part B now. In the diagram, look at the diagram, they want the angle P or Q. How could I find the angle P or Q? Well, that would be 180 minus 40 minus 59. (81 degrees). Yes? Part 2. Find the length QR. So what formula could I use to find the length QR? QR. How can I find that length? Sine rule or cosine rule? Now, you have one side and 3 angles. So is it sine or cosine? It's a sine rule. Andy, look up here. When you have 2 sides and an angle between the sides, that's cosine rule. Everything else is probably sine rule. Okay? So here we have to use the sine rule. So we'll call the side QR. I'll just call it QR. So QR over sine 40 equals 9 over sine 81. So QR will equal and hey, don't forget to switch your calculator back to degree mode. What, Amjad? What's wrong, Amjad? I'm using the sine rule. Do you remember the sine rule? A over sine A equals B over sine B. So that's what I'm using on this triangle here on the left. to get this missing side here. So this over sine 40 equals 9 over sine this angle. Yes? Okay, part 3. Do you remember the formula to calculate the area? What's the formula for the area? A half AB sine C. So here would be a half 9 5.86, and what's the angle between side 9 and side 5.86? 59. Yes. So the area here, a half times 9 times 5.86 times sine 59. So the area is 22.6. Find the length of QS. Okay.
Is it AB sine theta?
Yes. Yep. Okay. So lastly, we want to find the length of QS. So if we look at that second triangle, we have an angle and we have a side. So we need to have another side there. We need the side RQ. Do we have that side RQ?
Yes,
we do. Okay. So what rule do I need to use to find QS?
Sine.
Nope. Cosine. Because if you look at it, we have side, side, and angle between the sides. So you have QS squared equals A squared plus B squared minus twice, and then the other two sides. And then what's the angle between these sides? 46. So I got here QS is equal to 5.13. C 12. Yep.
26.
Sorry, it's okay. 12 sine squared theta plus 17 cos theta equals 18, and we want to solve it. So what's the problem with this equation? Cos and sine. Which one do we change? Sine. So what's sine squared equal to? 1 minus cos squared. So we have 12, 1 minus cos squared plus 17 cos minus 18 equals 0. 12 minus 12 cos squared plus 17 cos minus 18 equals 0. Take everything to the right hand side. 12 cos squared plus 17 cos plus 6 equals 0.
Minus 7.
What?
Minus.
Thank you, Andy. Minus 17. So if we factorize this, we get 4 cos theta minus 3. Nope. Yep. And then 3 cos theta minus 2 equals 0. This gives us two answers to consider. The first one, cos theta equals 3 over 4, and the second one, cos theta equals 2 over 3. So, cos inverse 3 over 4, that's 41.4 degrees. How do we find the second answer for cos? 360 minus the first answer. So that would be 318.6. Here, cos inverse 2 over 3. So the first answer is 48.2. And how do we find the second answer? 360 minus the first answer. So that's 311.8. So we have our four answers have been found. The answers are 41.4 degrees, 48.2 degrees, 311.8 degrees, and 318.6 degrees. These are all fine because in the question we're told that theta is between 0 and 360. No need to fix these, no need to make any more answers. Yes?
Why did it continue the two for each?
Why do you ask me?
Why didn't it continue like as it 360?
What's the number in front of theta here?
1.
What's the number in front of theta here?
1.
How many answers should be here?
1.
2. Twice, it's always twice this number.
Oh, okay.
How many answers here? 2. So in total there should be 4 answers. Yes?
Did you add 360 to the next one?
No, 360 minus the first one. 360 minus the first one. This one here came from the calculator. This one here, calculator. This one here was the extra answer I made. Extra.
And this is for step S, right?
Step E, extra answer. No step S and no step F here. Just 2 steps. I and E. Okay, number 2 now. Yes, I can get number 2 done. Did you write that down, Amjad? Andy, what's wrong? Andy? Is there any mistakes here?
Not you're wrong.
Not my wrong, you're wrong? That's okay. Right, number 2 now. 2 part 1. Andy Muna, I want people listening because I want to get this finished before the next class starts. So just be quiet, just listen, write notes, and if possible, understand at the same time. 143 degrees into radians. So to convert from degrees into radians, you multiply by pi over 180. So let's see what we get here. 143 over 180. So I got, as a decimal, 2.5 when you round it off radians. Okay, part 2 is one of these construction questions here. You should be very familiar with this. It's like the elevation problem with the mountain that we did before. So we want to find the height here. So quick draw on here. This side here is 21, this side here is 27, and this length here is 40, and we want the height here. Now we know that the 3 angles, or the 2 angles here have to add up to 180. So that missing side there is 180 minus 27. So that's 153. And then 180 minus 153 minus 21. So the angle up here is 6. This is 90. And again, they all have to add up to 180. So 180 minus 27 minus 90. So 63 is the upper angle here. The best way to do these is by finding the side in the middle. That's this side here, which is x. What rule can we use to find x? Sine or cosine? Sine rule. So x over sine 21 equals 40 over sine 6. Therefore, x equals, so sine 21 times 40 divided by sine 6. So I got x equals 137.13. Now that I have the x, I can just use a regular sine, cosine, and tan for the right angle triangle at the end. This side is the opposite, and this side is the hypotenuse. So if I have opposite and hypotenuse, which of the 3 is that? Sine 27 equals h over x. So h equals x sine 27. So I take my previous answer and multiply it by sine 27, and we get our height is found to be 62.3 meters. So that's part B. C now in a moment.
Can you do quick revision, please?
This is revision. You want me to do revision of the revision?
Because I confused which one you asked to focus to.
This is recorded. Go watch it at home. Bag of popcorn, can of Coke. Enjoy it. Okay? Right, last part now, C. So if you look at the graph for C, we have to find the ABCD. So first one now. Okay, what type of graph is this? It's sine. Sine normally goes from what value to what value vertically? What's the minimum for sine? 1 and minus 1. So normally how big is it vertically? How many units? 2 units. How big is this one? How many units is it? 4 units. So it is twice as big. Do you understand?
Yes.
So the first thing to find is the A, which is 2. Now, if it was 2 sine, it should go from minus 2 to 2. But this does not go from minus 2 to 2. It goes from minus 1 to 3. So what has happened to the graph? It's been raised up how much? 1 unit. So D equals 1. The B is what we should find next. There's a formula to get the B. If you remember, the B equals 2 pi divided by the length. So how long is this graph? Well, you can see it goes from 0 to 10 pi, so its length is 10 pi. Yes? So what's the B here? 1 over 5. So now that we have the A, B, and D, we can say y equals A sine B theta plus C plus D. And to find the C is the same way for coordinate geometry. How do you find the C? You substitute in a point. What is the easiest point to see on the graph? Look at the graph, Amjad. Down on your book. What is the easiest point on that graph that you can read? No, easier than that. No. No, 0, 0. Does this graph go through the origin? It does. So it contains the point 0, 0. So I substitute in 0, 0 to get the C. So look at the graph. Does it go through the origin where 0, 0 is on the graph? No, left. Origin. Yes. That's 0, 0. So 0, 0 is a point on the graph. So we have 0 equals 2 sine 0 plus C plus 1. So I get minus a half equals sine C. So C equals sine inverse minus a half. Shift sine inverse minus 1 over 2. Minus 30 degrees. So we can finish by saying y equals 2 sine 1/5 theta minus 30 degrees plus 1. Boom. Go away.